Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Check out our large assortment of logo merch and our lifestyle collection as well. Just head over to abvnetwork.com and click on shop. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk to Jim Fasnacht about his new career in bourbon. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Chrissy Svets, Ryan Thompson, and Jim Fasnacht.
Hey, gang, what's up?
How we doing?
Hi.
Good. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun show today. We're going to be finding out about Jim's new bourbon career, what's going on with that. Should be exciting. Can't wait to hear what he's got going on, what's happening. But before we get to that, Miss Beka Sue was saying there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Beka?
I wanted to ask everyone if you are this is assuming that everyone is maybe in a relationship, hopefully, or maybe has been in one in the past. Are you the person that is planning all the things for airports, or are you the person that fumbles around and doesn't know what to do with the airports?
Okay. I'll go first. I'm glad you asked this particular question because that's definitely an area of my expertise. I spent 20 years traveling for a company, and I always did all that. So as personal travel came up, I always did all of the personal travel planning as well. So that's right in my wheelhouse. This is one of those questions, a rare question where it makes me sound like I'm good and a productive member of society because yes, I can get those details down. Yeah.
So you're good at it.
I'm good at that. Yes.
You know when to get to the airport?
Know when to get to the airport. Yes, I'm good at planning the flights and figuring things out and where to go and, hotels and all the logistics of a trip, which can be a pain in the ass. I'm the guy who usually sets it up. Hence how I started this whole Key West thing and we got all this cool stuff going on because that's what I do. Who else?
So for me, I'll say Heidi probably plans more of it. Since we've been married, she definitely plans more of it. But I've done plenty of it in the past, and I'm good at. I have no problem. I know what time to get to the airport. I know how to travel. I know how to pack correctly. I don't screw up anything there. I don't think I've ever missed a flight. I've gotten bumped off flights intentionally to get tickets and stuff like that when I was younger, but now it's not worth it. I just get me on my damn flight and get me home. But Heidi definitely does more of the planning now. And she's great at that. She's very organized when it comes to that stuff. But
Heidi's into that, so yes,
yeah,
she's good.
I have zero issue with travel as far as getting around the airport and stuff, and it's all good.
Okay, all right. Ryan, how about you, man?
A team effort on my side.
Okay.
It's a sit down on the couch, we're vegging, maybe watching a little nonsense TV or whatever, and starting to plan a trip. And I go to one website, she goes to the next website, and we're going back and forth. Hey, I got a flight for X amount. She's got a flight for X amount. Figure out the flight, and then it's on to the rent car, onto the hotel, same thing. Combat back and forth with the different websites and what's going on. And then we're both good travelers, and so that makes it really easy. So, but certainly the planning is a team effort. I'd say 50-50.
Okay. Chrissy, are you a good travel planner?
You know what? I'm pretty stubborn, so I will take the lead, but I would definitely say, right now I'm solo, so I do everything. But even if I had a partner, I would definitely have to take the lead.
Okay.
I would stress out, but I have an airport thing. I don't know how quickly you need to be there. If it's 2 hours before or 3.5 hours before, I'm always petrified I'm going to miss the flight. I've missed the flight before.
Have you? Okay.
And I was devastated.
All right. Beka, you can answer, but I mean, I know the answer here. I mean, I've spent enough time hanging out with you and Royce. I know where this falls.
Intentionally miss flights. I've never missed a flight because I missed, like I accidentally did it. I missed a flight because I'm like, I am not getting up. I will miss this flight. And I consciously am like, I will just get on a different flight. I am doing this intentionally. But I am the planner 1,000% when it comes to actually like going to all the places, like when it comes to like reserving things, when it comes to finding flights, picking out the exact times,
packing the bags.
Oh.
I do all of that. And so it's a little bit stressful for me when my lovely husband, who's coming down the stairs, goes by himself because he's not as well. But also, here's the thing. I've been flying since I was like barely 1 year old. And I was going on flights all the time with my parents. And my mom was always a planner. And so I should be good at that. Royce hasn't flown even half as much as I have, not even close to that. So I should be good at it. And so I'm stressed out when I sent him off to New Orleans. Like I kind of felt like a mom sending like their child off to like go visit grandparents over the weekend. I'm like, you need to get to the airport at this time. Your bag is packed. We've got your charger. We've got this in here. We've got that in here. And I'm like going,
You packed for him.
He's kind of Royce like the idiot savant. Like he's brilliant at distilling and everything and around there, but when it comes to travel, he's like
can't do it.
Special needs.
To say speed.
Oh, he's dressed. He's dressed.
The flights.
Yeah,
I am the planner.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. At least he's not denying it.
And he knows. Oh, he's aware.
He knows.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
Good
talk, I once asked Royce with a frozen pizza, do you preheat the oven or you just put it right in there, turn the oven on and put it in there? He didn't know what I meant. He's like, what?
Is that a trick question?
Yeah. It's like,
well,
how do you, an oven will cook a pizza? Is this true?
When Beka talked about doing all the grocery shopping, I would bet Royce has never bought food at a grocery store. Everything's just
maybe a convenience store.
Let's order from a restaurant. Here, bring a meal in, whatever. But I don't see Royce going to the produce section and picking up asparagus and.
Oh yeah, he makes me look like a pro.
He's bought me oranges before when I wasn't feeling good, and I told him I need oranges.
There you go. So he has bought oranges. So
let's be fair. This was an expectation set when we got married. I told him I'd take care of all those things.
This is true. Yeah. He didn't spring that on you. Yeah. You can't.
It's not like I was it's not like he said, I'm the big grocery shopper. Like, no, I said, I'll do those things.
Yeah.
He was still basically living in a dorm room is basically how Royce lived.
Yeah. All right. Well, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going first. I've got 5 brothers here. The gift shop thing that they do for Heaven Hill. They have limited distribution around in Kentucky, like in Bardstown liquor stores and stuff like that, but very limited on this one. So let's see what we got here. Not much there. I think that's going to be beat rather easily. We'll see what happens. Chrissy, you're next.
I am actually in a sweet mood, so I am drinking my oatmeal spiced whiskey.
I do like that.
I'm going to go ahead and win again. Probably not.
Okay. That's enough to take the lead. Will it win? I doubt it, but we'll see. Miss Beka Sue.
I don't think that I'll win with this one. Well, it's half gone. I haven't opened it in a while, but I've got some Wild Turkey 13 Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey Distiller's Reserve here.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I was not expecting much.
Just decent. All right, Jim, how about you?
I took one of Heidi's new bottles of Angel Share from Limestone Branch. So, 375. So I'm not sure what I'm getting out of this. 51.7. We're looking at 94 proof. So let's see what we get.
Okay. That's enough to take the lead. It's a weak field so far.
That's sad.
Ryan, this is your chance to win this thing. What do you got?
Seriously, right, guys? And it's an unopened bottle, just still 4 Roses, small batch select, non-chill filter tonight.
Okay, he's bringing it. Smart play. Here we go. Oh, I don't think it was enough. I think Jim got you.
That's as good as I got.
Yeah.
I think Jim's it was a cleaner pop on Jim.
Jim got it. So yeah, he got it. Cheers.
Fair enough. Hey, no one loses in this game. That's the best part.
There you go. This is true. This is true. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking to Jim about his new role in bourbon. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley of the ABV Network. Let's talk about the people who make this show happen. First up is Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Company founder Andy Lang started distilling as a hobby while serving his country as an elite Green Beret. Andy distilled all over the world during his time in the military and brought this passion back to him in the U.S. when he returned home. A visit to Leatherwood combines Andy Lang's unique distilled spirits and a museum of artifacts from his time serving the U.S. Share a drink with a fallen soldier at their bar where you can grab an acrylic bio off the wall that celebrates the individuals who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect his or her country. They will also ship their distilled spirits directly to you, so check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at neelyfamilydistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
My name is Heidi Topol Eller Fasnacht, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking to Jim Fasnacht about his new bourbon career.
Yes, we are. So Jim is working in the world of bourbon now. So that's good. He decided not to go back to the corporate game and get out of that stuff. How many years did you work retail, Jim?
30.
30.
Yeah, 30
that's a lot of retail.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's painful.
Yeah, and you worked at least, I don't know, at least in your last two jobs. I don't know how many jobs you've had in your career, but in your last two, very holiday intensive businesses too, where it's just, the end of the year just has to be brutal working in retail, which is, end of the year is brutal in most ones, but there's some that are worse than like liquor stores. Yes. Bed Bath and Beyond. It's so many gifts and stuff like that. That's got to be brutal too. So,
I was with Linens and Things for 14 years. At the same
Linens
time.
Things. Yeah.
A big box retail and just dealing with all that kind of corporate, BS and that's what Total Wine became that way at the end. They've had some new leadership and stuff. It was a big, it was a multi-billion-dollar mom and pop company when I first started there. Everything was kind of very local and fun, and it quit being fun the last year and a half, 2 years. Got miserable.
Yeah, that stuff happens. It does happen. So I guess give us a quick overview, then we'll have the team ask some specific questions, but give us a quick overview of some of the stuff that you're going to be doing now.
So doing several things, some of them with you, Steve. But the first one that I'm excited about, and especially if some news we got today, but I'll be hosting an event, a tasting every week, every Friday night through Eventbrite, doing Jim's Big Pour barrel picks. We'll be doing 3 2-ounce pours of single barrels that we pick up from across the country. I don't know when this airs, but first one will probably have happened. April 15th will be the first event, and we're kicking it off big with a Blanton's store pick, and then a Peerless Rye pick that you and I did, Steve, called Gooey Butter Cake, which as yesterday when we're recording this, just won best barrel pick at the New Orleans Bourbon Festival. So pretty excited about that, and kind of validates what you and I do. We talk about it, between that and, one time you and I did a blind tasting with Al Young for some barrels, and we picked the exact same barrels as Al Young. And those things kind of validate our palates to me.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we're going to have
That's
another
great.
craft one from,
Yeah.
from Spirits of French Lick will be the third one on that first one. So
Okay.
every week will be some version. We'll do some national brands, some craft ones, and get people to try different things. And and that'll kind of tie into, and I'm not going to go big into this right now, but your and I's venture, we'll be opening a single barrel shop, and those picks will kind of coincide with that. So as we have different barrels that come in to our shop, those will be included in our Friday night events as well. So
Yeah.
we'll talk more about
And
that.
we're doing a show specifically on that, so we won't go too much details into that. But I will say this: it's a little bit different structure than if you've heard us talk about it before. The structure is which we were talking about doing a kind of a liquor store hybrid, a American whiskey only, and then so you could come in there, and if you just want a bottle of a handle of Jim Beam, you'd have that. The new store, we're not going to have anything but barrel picks that we're doing. So we scaled it way back. And it's set up now. We were looking at trying to get investors, and that's a very difficult thing. And it's a big deal. We're going to have employees, some full time, and now it's just we set up a situation with just barrel picks. Jim and I can do it by ourselves. We're not going to be tied to that store so much. We could probably open 4 days a week, and at any given time we'll have between 10 and 20 items. That's it. That'll be our whole inventory. And you as a consumer should know what we have, because we'll send out email blasts, we'll put it on our website, and send out text too with that stuff. So it's kind of a cool thing, really. And I think it's very different. I know that there's certainly liquor stores that specialize in barrel picks. I don't know of anybody else who's doing only barrel picks. That's it. And that's what we're going to be. So that's kind of cool.
Well, the thing I love about the event that I'll be doing is, I was in charge of single barrels for Missouri and Illinois for the last 4 years at Total Wine. And so, I've been to most of these distilleries personally and done barrel picks, so I can, explain their process and their detail, but also explain we have kind of a unique process that Steve and I worked with our buddy Scott, and some other people would come with us, and we'll kind of do that same process during each class to kind of rank each whiskey as we taste them out there, and just give people some insight on not only the distillers but how to do barrel tastings. There's kind of a bit of an art to what you're doing there. It's not just drinking straight through them. There's a way to nose them correctly. There's a way to cleanse your palate between them. There's
a way to foster conversation that helps you out with the pick, I think, is important.
Yeah.
Get the notes and the names. You want to come up with a name that's descriptive. But again, that's got to be a collaborative effort.
So it's not just going to work on just taste these 3 bourbons and good night. We're gonna talk about each distillery, talk about any experiences that I've had at those distilleries, or if anyone on the event has had with those distilleries. Just make it very interactive and fun and educational for everybody. And it should be, we're gonna go through three whiskeys, but we'll probably spend hour and a half each week, talking about them, and we'll taste through them twice and get a consensus on the best pick each week. And we just have fun doing that. So I look forward to that, because that's, I did a lot. I was, picking 100+ barrels a year at Total Wine for the last 3 years. So it's something I have a lot of experience with, a lot of passion with. And so I appreciate Steve, suggesting this to me, and going to be a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
Jim, were you always into whiskey?
No, honestly, I got into it about the same time Steve got into the business I was doing. I've only probably been in whiskey about 8 years now. And I just got fully immersed quickly. So, and I had
very fascinating.
Well, literally I was to the point with doing barrel picks. I mean, I was tasting, 300-400+ whiskeys a year. Realistically of stuff like that. I can't tell you how many barrels I've tasted out. One of the last picks I did for Total Wine, I went down to Kentucky, and I did a Jefferson's pick where I picked 40 barrels for a corporate.
Wow.
And so it was 2 days of nonstop barrel picks with Trey Zoller, which that didn't suck. And got to taste a lot of fantastic things at the end. He's like, "What do you want to taste now that we're done? We got a couple hours to kill." And I'm like, "What do you got open?" He's like, "Jim, you just spent $500,000 on barrels. You can open whatever the hell you want." So we did. So
you didn't find that it confused your palate to taste that many?
Well, yeah, but that's kind of what we're going to talk about when I do the events, is how to balance your palate, how to stabilize it in between. And I mean, you can't just sit there and drink 40 in a row. There's tricks that help you cleanse your palate in between and to neutralize your scent and stuff like that. So we'll talk about it, make it kind of fun and enjoy that. So that's kind of the first big thing I'm doing. A couple other things. Steve and I are working on some Missouri travel to distilleries around here. So I've got some phone calls lined up tomorrow. Should be hearing back from from the first one we're trying to pull off. So we're going to do, it would be, I guess, 13 people plus Steve and I on these trips. And we're going to hit local craft distilleries. We'll hit 2 each time. We'll do a launch. The first one we're going to do, I don't know if it'd be the first one I'm working on will involve a cooperage also. So we'll hit a distillery that has their own cooperage is what we're hoping to do. If not, we're going to just hit a cooperage, and then we'll do a lunch, and then we'll work our way back to Wood Hat, one of your favorites there. Yeah. We'll go see Gary there, and then we'll do some other ones where we do some stuff over with Stumpy and all the local ones that we that do some good stuff. So
yeah,
if we do,
we do have the Missouri Expedition Trail.
Yeah, no, I've got it sitting right in front of me. I can see it from where I'm at. So
and what we're trying to do is to take it to the next level, because once you do that, and especially once you do a couple of those, they can start being like, we're going to do behind the scenes stuff. And for example, every one of the distillers that we're working with is going to have a drill and fill. And literally, if you want to go there, you want to drill. Most people have never drilled into a barrel and filled a bottle and then go bring that out of the cash register. And all the distillers that we worked with so far, so they're willing to do that. Something they don't even do themselves with customers. And so it's going to be an incredible offering. That's going to be a nice bonus. Now, again, that's going to be on top of the ticket fees, and you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I think most people are going to want to do that. It's an incredible opportunity.
Absolutely.
It's something we kind of take for granted because we get to do it a lot, Steve.
Right.
It's better than when, Gary hands us a drill while the girls were doing the whole bottling line, and we're just walking through his ricks, just drilling whatever barrel we want. And, Adam needs some time off because he's stressed, and we give him a mental health day, and we just take him and start drilling in barrels. Like, there's no better part of my life than give me some char floating around inside my glass when I'm drinking it. That's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
So that experience will be great for them. And then the other kind of not last, but one I'm working on immediately. There'll be some other stuff coming later, but side hustle that kind of Heidi started. We're doing barrel aged bath salts, and so we'll be putting these into upcycled bourbon bottles. So here's like a E.H. Taylor one, and there'll be barrel aged bath salts that we'll be selling there. So just
is that why your skin complexion is so gorgeous?
Well, of course.
That is why I'm the sexiest man in bourbon, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah.
So we'll have those. Actually, there'll be an Etsy account. It's actually open now, but we active tomorrow under Barrel Bud. So you'll be able to get those on there. They'll be on the ABV network. We'll have them in our shop. So that's the big three I'm working on now. There's some other stuff that we'll kind of start doing over time once these things get rolling off, as far as doing like maybe bourbon dinners in the market and things like that to start doing pairings and things of that nature there. They'll kind of come online after we get all this stuff secure. Right now, there's a lot of legal and paperwork and stuff doing with the adventures we're doing now.
Yeah.
Once that kind of settles down, I'll have more time to start knocking on doors and getting people involved in those things.
Yeah. What do you guys want to know about Jim's dipping his toe in the world of bourbon here?
Jim, would you have ever thought 20 years ago that this is what you'd be doing right now?
Not a chance in hell. But I couldn't be. I wish I had started 20 years ago, though. Like if I had
Right. That's
if
how
I
I
could
feel.
reset my life, if I could reset my life, I would be in the liquor business in some way or other from the start, because it's a fantastic industry. It's just so much fun. There's so much going on in there, and I just love everything I do, and especially the bourbon. Like the bourbon community to me is the best. Most of my friends now are from the bourbon community. Like literally, I mean, the one thing I'll say about even working at Total Wine, like when I worked at Bed Bath and London things for all those years, I never had any friends that were customers of mine. And I'll say now, a large majority of my friends are from being customers of mine at Total Wine. I mean, they became really good friends of mine, Steve being one of them. That's how we met. So,
Yep.
Well, I think it's probably a more intimate experience when you're dealing with liquor than linens.
I mean, yes and no. We do a lot of bridal, so I'd spend hours,
Yeah.
walking a bridal couple through, but they'd always be younger than me and stuff like that. So,
And you might not even really have anything in common other than the fact that they're a customer. With this, you if someone is a bourbon fan, you too are a bourbon fan. You automatically you got something in common there, Jim. So I think that's the big difference, right? I mean,
yeah. So it's been fantastic. But no, there's not a chance in hell 20 years ago I even had a thought about this.
yeah.
Well, Jim, congrats on making the transition, man. That's awesome. First and foremost.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. How long were you at total?
Almost 7 years. So, And then, like I said, it was in the beginning. I loved it. It's fantastic, and I'm not trying to. They do a great job at what they do. They just kind of they became the corporate monster that I kind of left with Bed Bath. I first started as a smaller company, still $2 billion company, but it's still very mom and pop, and they just became very corporate and micromanaging every single thing. And really, COVID was the thing that just set it over the top. It just got out of control with everything in there, and then literally just became Amazon warehouse pickers because the online business, the in-store pickup and delivery business became about 20 to 30% of my business. And so you literally, any free moment you had, you were just grabbing an order and picking orders as fast as you could. It was insane. And then you weren't doing any classes anymore, weren't doing any tastings anymore, weren't doing that stuff there. So it took all the fun out of it. So that wasn't their fault, but some of the other stuff was. But
yeah, it certainly brings a lot of character and a lot of added value to the total stores with their classrooms that they have built into their shops, right?
Right. Yeah. And my store was the largest volume in Missouri, but it was the smallest footprint. So there was nowhere else to put the product but in the classroom, which isn't the case in a lot of the stores had plenty of room to put the stuff and could still, once they could legally do classes again, could, or tastings, whatever. But it just got complicated. And it quit being fun. And I just miss having fun. It was never, I don't know. With what Steve and I are going to do, what I'm doing now, that's not work. That's just, I will look forward to going every day. Like the big joke with my wife Heidi is, she's going to have to come see me at the store because why the hell would I come home? I'm sitting there with bourbon, talking to people, and the advantage is she's as big into bourbon as I am, so she'll just show up right there and be sitting there as well. So
great.
I think that's fantastic because you should absolutely love what you do.
Yeah.
I do.
It gives you that opportunity. Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely a cool thing. And I've been lucky enough to be able to do that. And, now Jim's coming into this and I'm as excited as can be because it gives me someone else in the market and we can work together. I feel like the two of us can really do a lot of cool stuff. And that's what we're collaborating on most things we're doing because it's a great opportunity to work together. So, I felt, pretty lonely and did a lot of different things, but it's great to have a friend now helping me out. So it's cool. Very cool stuff.
Looking forward to it, buddy.
There you go. That's the start of his journey into the world of bourbon. And we can't wait to check in and see how this is going. And hopefully everyone will be involved in something Jim's doing at some point or another, whether it's an online event or live thing or coming by the store, whatever it is. Hopefully look forward to see more faces out there. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Chrissy, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Instagram at Svets1, Christina Svets on Facebook, SamuelBurton.net.
All right, Ryan.
Our website is 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.com. Across all social, it's 10th MTN Whiskey.
All right, Jim.
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fasnacht. You can find me on Instagram at FazJim, FAZZJIM. Or if you're looking to do one of my tastings, you can find it on Eventbrite at Jim's Big Pour Barrel Picks. And would love to see you there, and we can taste some great stuff out with me.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, we've got our shop out there. We have our events, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps when people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.